Hey guys, Coach Allen here, and I want to talk to you about your efficiency with performing certain plyometric exercises and drills. Now we all know the game of basketball is plyometric in nature. It's predicated on running and jumping on being explosive. And certainly with the Elite Jump Training Program and all of our different programs, we have tons of different plyometric drills for you to do. But there's three that I want you to kind of use as your barometer to make sure that you're efficiently moving through these before you worry about doing anything else. And these three come in a progressive manner. First thing we're going to do is a basic set of line jumps. Just front to back line jumps. Now, don't get it twisted. I understand how simple this drill is, but you want to make sure that you can perform it effortlessly, that you're doing it with complete fluidity, that your body is coordinated, you're in rhythm, that you land soft, quiet, and on balance in between each jump, that you have full command over your body, and you have great spatial awareness and balance. So all I'm going to do, almost like a boxer, is I'm just going front to back. And I just want to create a nice, easy rhythm. You can hear it's quiet. I'm on the power pads of my feet. I've got a nice rhythm. Anytime I need to stop, I'd be able to stop and be on balance. So first is a series of line jumps. Next one we're going to do are what are called pogo jumps. Goal on pogo jumps, I'm going to spend minimal time on the ground. I'm going to land in the exact same footprint each time, and I'm going to explode up with as much height and explosiveness as I can. So on my pogo jumps, I'm not bending very far. It's almost a quarter jump each time. I'm thinking about being very elastic, and I'm thinking about being very bouncy. The last one in our trilogy are going to be what are called knee tucks. These are going to be pogo jumps, but I'm going to jump and use my hip flexors and core strength to pull my feet as high off the ground as I can. So these are going to be the most advanced of the three that we're going to do. So for my pogo jumps here, my knee tucks, excuse me, you could hear I could land soft, quiet, on balance. I was engaging my core and my hip flexors. I want you to have very high movement efficiency with all three of those plyometric drills. Hey guys, it's Coach Allen, and I want to share with you my top 3 favorite jumping exercises for 2-foot jumpers. This is for those of you that prefer to jump and land off of 2 feet. I'm going to show you my 3 favorite. First is going to be, I'm going to start in an athletic position. I'm going to vertically jump as high as I can, but I'm going to land in a split squat position, or basically a lunge position. So we're worried just as much about the landing as we are about the jumping. But first and foremost, I want to vertically jump as high as I'm capable of. So I'm going to vertically jump and land in a split squat. And I want to make sure that once I land, I stabilize and freeze my entire body, just like I'm a statue. So from this position here, vertically jump, split squat, and hold. One more. Vertically jump, split squat, and hold. I know that one of the most common questions we get, how many sets, how many reps? So with something like this, we're going to work both sides evenly. So I just demonstrated with my left foot forward. I would do the same number of repetitions for the right foot forward. And I'm probably looking to do anywhere from 3 to 6 on each side, sometimes as high as 7 to 8. But what's most important with anything we do from a jumping standpoint is that the technique and the form is flawless. So if you start to give out from a muscular standpoint and your form starts to break down, then you need to get away with it and the set is over. But anywhere from 3 to 4 to 7 to 8 on each side is extremely important. Now, we can actually reverse this as well, and I can jump out from a split squat position, and I can vertically jump and land in an athletic stance. So we're just going to do the exact same thing, we're just reversing it. So split squat position, vertically jump, and land. I'll give you one more. Vertically jump, and land. And I notice I didn't say anything about sets before. So if reps are going to be in the 3 to 4 to 7 to 8 for each side, 1 to 2 sets of each is all that you're going to need. So that's our split squat series. Next one we'll do, I'm going to actually grab this box, and instead of jumping onto the box, I'm going to do some depth jumps and lands off of the box. So from here, first one, we're just going to step off and land and hold in that squat position. If you're trying to figure out how is this helping my jumping, well, the muscles that you use to stabilize your body when you land are the same ones that you need to be explosive when you jump. So this is just kind of a way to help prime ourselves and get ready to build the foundation we need in order to jump. I'll give you one more, and then we'll add a wrinkle to it. Now, I want to be as elastic and as bouncy as I can. So as soon as I hit the ground, I'm going to go right to a vertical jump. So it's step off, hit the ground, vertically jump, and then land soft, quiet, and on balance. So from here, jump up, and then stick that landing. Land, jump up, and stick that landing. We'll give you one more. Step off, jump, and stick that landing. And we can get rid of the box. And our last one we're gonna do, we're gonna work on a vertical jump, but this one's really to work on your ability to land. So this is not a game-specific jump at all. We're gonna do a full 360 or a helicopter with our landing. So I'm gonna vertically jump, turn 360 degrees in the air, and land safe and quiet and on balance. So from here, gonna explode up and land. A little bit off center, explode up and land. So we're not worried as much about the vertical jump as our ability to control our body in space, as our ability to know our spatial awareness and have the proprioception to land on balance with everything that we do. As I've talked about in other videos, basketball requires multiple jumps, very repetitive in nature. So it's so important that every time you land, you are ready to move in another direction. And all that starts with landing soft, safe, quietly, and on balance. Hey guys, it's Coach Allen, and now I want to share with you my 3 favorite one-legged jumping exercises. So I'm going to take you through some plyometric drills for those of you that prefer to jump off of one leg. For the sake of the video, I'll only demonstrate everything off of one leg, but it's so important to have symmetry that you work both legs equally. Even if you jump 90% of the time that you do a one-footed jump, if you jump off of your left leg, I still want to make sure that you're training your right leg just as often and with the same intensity. And don't worry about it if one leg feels more natural or if one leg you can jump higher. Having an asymmetry in output is normal, but just because it's normal doesn't mean it's acceptable. Our goal with training is to try to get both legs as close to being the same as possible. The first one I'm gonna do, I'm gonna balance on my left foot, and this is just going to be a pogo jump. So I'm just jumping and landing off of my one leg, and I wanna make sure that when I'm landing, I'm letting the impact dissipate through my ankles, my knees, and my hips, almost like an accordion. I wanna be very fluid with everything that I do, and when I'm being fluid, that'll make sure that I'm landing safely, I'm landing softly, I'm landing quietly, and I'm landing on balance. Sets and reps is always the question that we get the most. From a sets and reps standpoint, the quality of movement is way more important than the quantity of reps. So I want to make sure you're doing everything technically correct. But anywhere from 4 to 6 to maybe 8 to 10 on each leg will be more than sufficient. And the reason there's such a big range is because there's a big range of players that are watching this right now. If you're 10, 11, 12 years old and you're brand new to jump training and you haven't done a ton of performance training in general or built the requisite strength, then you're going to want to use a lower volume of training. If you have a higher training age and you've been doing this for a while, then you can certainly have a higher training volume. So I'm going to balance on one leg, and I'm simply going to explode up, and I'm coming down. And I'm trying to make sure that I've got good balance in between. I'm driving that knee up as high as I can, and I'm landing on balance with each leg. Of course, we would do the same thing going to the other side. So that is our one-legged pogo jump. For our next, my second favorite, we'll go back to our box here. And this time, I'm going to take off from one leg, but I'm going to land on 2 feet. We always want to be very, very careful about any exercise or drill that has us land on one foot. And landing on one foot on the top of an elevated surface is probably not the safest way to go about it. So I want to be very careful with that. So I'm going to balance on my left, I'm going to explode up, and I'm going to land on 2 feet. And then I can go ahead and step down in between. So we're eliminating impact, 1 foot, and land on 2. We'll give you a couple more reps. 1 foot, explode, land on 2. Last one, explode up, land on 2. And once again, you do anywhere from 3 to 4 to 7 to 8 reps for each side. Last one we're gonna do is a speed skater. We're gonna alternate sides, but we're still only going off of one leg at a time. So I wanna cover as much lateral distance as I can. It's important as basketball players that you understand that being explosive is so important, but there's more to being explosive than just jumping straight up and coming straight down. You need to be explosive laterally. You need to be explosive front to back, right to left. So now we're gonna do a speed skater where I'm balancing on the outside leg and I'm gonna explode to the other side. So we're going back and forth and I'm getting good stabilization and good control each side. You could do anywhere from 6 to 8 to 10 to 12, 2 to 3 sets of each. I'm a big believer that regardless of your preference of jumping off of one or jumping off two, that you have a healthy mixture of both. So even though these are my 3 favorite one-legged jumping exercises, it's also important that you folks train doing 2-foot jumps and 2-foot lands, even if you have a preference. And no matter what type of jumping and landing you're doing, you have to land safe, soft, quiet, and on balance.
My playing level just skyrocketed.
Anyone that's serious about playing basketball needs to get EGT.
I would describe it as the best training program in the world.
This lead guard training program, it creates a monster in you.
You got to experience it. It's just on another level.
The best decision of my life was to buy the first EGT program.